Hey everyone, I'm Monica, and welcome back to another Navy webcast. Today we are very honored to have one of the elite Navy SEALs in our studio, Chief Petty Officer Christopher Sajnog. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's great to be here. Please call me Chris.
Okay, Chris. Now, I think that most people have some idea of how hard it is to become one of the elite Navy SEALs. What kind of person joins the SEALs?
Well, Monica, you know, people join the SEALs from really every walk of life. There's a few things that they do have in common. Generally, they're in some type of sports. They're athletic, you know, maybe it's in their own way, but you have to be athletic to go. You have to be mentally tough to go. You know, you have to really be intelligent. There's a lot more that goes into it than just the physical aspect of training. And people looking for a challenge, and you know, they really want to do something special with their life.
So you really have to be well-rounded altogether.
Right.
Okay, now what made you decide to join the Navy, and how did you get into joining the SEALs?
Well, I joined the Navy after high school. I had met a Navy recruiter, and he talked to me about the Navy, and he actually talked to me about becoming a diver and doing diving medicine.
Wow.
So that's how what I started doing when I was in the Navy.
Oh, cool.
And as a diver, I supported Naval Special Warfare as a diver for 5 years. And it was after that, again, I just wanted another challenge, so I decided to go ahead and go through BUDS, or Basic Underwater Demolition School, and become a SEAL.
Wow, that's impressive. Tell us a little bit about the SEAL lifestyle. I guess that you're a pretty tight-knit group, right?
Right, we are a tight-knit group. You know, it's like a brotherhood, and once you get your trident, you know, you really can't take it away from somebody. It's something, you know, they've earned for the life, you know, for their life. And it's a great group. It's all about teamwork and, you know, everyone having the same goal.
Great. Now, I read once that you turned down an opportunity to become an officer to stay with the SEAL team. What is it about you or the SEALs that really inspires such commitment?
Again, it's just how tight-knit the group is. Both officers and enlisted go through the same training side by side.
Wow.
You won't find that anywhere else in any of the armed forces. So it's like a brotherhood, you know, and working together that closely, you know, in life or death situations sometimes, and, you know, everyone going for the same goal. It's a great feeling.
That's amazing. Where have you been stationed during your time during the Navy?
During my time in the Navy, there's a long list of it. I've been in Panama City, Florida, Puerto Rico,
Wow.
Virginia Beach, and San Diego.
Oh my gosh.
And there's been a lot of other, you know, deployments I've gone on and other schools I've been to, but those are the main places I've been stationed.
So you've gotten to travel all around the world, safe to say.
Right.
How cool. Beyond deployment, has the Navy given you the opportunity to travel? What would you say is your favorite place, if so?
Well, my favorite place is probably the United States, just because it's where my family is, and
Right.
and I do love our country. But as far as other countries, probably Norway. I got to spend a lot of time up there, up in the Arctic Circle and stuff like that, doing some training and stuff and some skiing.
What was that like?
Oh, it's great. It's you know, winter wonderland, you know, just like what you'd expect from seeing a postcard or something from there. It's beautiful.
And as if being a SEAL wasn't exciting enough, you've got one heck of a hobby, Chris. Why don't you tell us about being a professional adventure racer?
Well, I'm on a professional adventure racing team, Gerber Gear, and we're sponsored by Gerber Legendary Blades. And a lot of people don't know what adventure racing is, and basically, if I tell them about the Eco Challenge, a lot of people have heard about that. But now I do races such as Primal Quest, which are, you know, these up to 10-day-long races where you kayak, mountain bike, navigate, horseback ride, you know, all these things. And basically, you know, whoever crosses the finish line first wins.
Wow. So is every race all of the above? You hike, you do all of that?
Right. You have a starting point and an end point, and they give you maps, and
however you get there?
However you get there, you get there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So it sounds very exciting. And does the Navy, how do they feel about it? Do they approve of your hobby?
They do approve of it, and you know, it's a good parallel, adventure racing, to being a Navy SEAL. A lot of the same things, such as the navigating, being out at night, lack of sleep, being cold, being wet, being miserable. You know, just being a Navy SEAL, it's really a lifestyle. And you know, I could probably take any Navy SEAL I wanted on an adventure race with me, and you know, I know at least he'd finish. You know, he wouldn't quit, and it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Now, are there any other more routine hobbies that you do?
Probably not. That's
Not
a
jumping out of airplanes,
pretty big
maybe
hobby.
cooking.
I do cook. I like to cook, and people say I'm pretty good at that. So when I'm not adventure racing, I do need a good meal to recharge my batteries. So.
Very good. Now, did the Navy help you with your education?
The Navy really did more than help. I got my bachelor's degree, and all I had to pay for it ended up being about $112.
That's it? Total?
Total, that was it for, you know, 4 years of education.
Oh my gosh.
And that was just for some, you know, study supplies and stuff that I needed.
And the Navy covered everything else?
Covered everything else, yeah.
Wow. What are your plans after the Navy?
Well, right now I'm thinking about being a paramedic firefighter. I've been a paramedic since I've been in the Navy, and I was kind of looking for a job that would, you know, somehow parallel in some ways what I do as a Navy SEAL, such as working out. And you know, I know some firefighters, and you know, if you're not out fighting a fire, you get to work out in the firehouse.
Right.
And it's what I get to do at work now. You know, we get time to work out, and we're required to
That's
work out
great.
every day at work. So.
Very nice. Lucky you.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, they're telling me that we are running out of time. I guess this is a big question, but what effect has the Navy had on your life?
The Navy has had a great positive impact on my life. It's really, you know, given me direction and given me challenges, and that's just the type of person that wants to become a Navy SEAL, is somebody looking for a challenge. And